with Fox 5 Las Vegas. So I really only had about 45 seconds to do this interview. It was very quick in between, but we got our foot in the door. I made sure to shave, look nice, talk.
Shame on you.
I know. But those went really, really well, and I'm glad East River's starting to be able to hustle those a little bit more for us. They also had set up the influencer, like Errol said, Jenny Wilden. She's with Outdoor Sports Guide, which is out of Salt Lake City. And so she's coming out. She is interested specifically in mountain biking and the train. And so we've got them set up. I'm looking for a medium frame bike for her. I've got the large frame bike for her husband, but Sports World has been selling so many bikes they don't have any rentals anymore. So that's cool. And then I'm gonna meet with them on Friday and we'll do a mural tour walk and everything like that. So that'll be cool. And then Bike Magazine will be out for the meat and potatoes of the Bike Bible from October 4th to October 16th. There'll be a week beforehand that they'll be out here setting up, a week afterhand where they're breaking down. But the main thing with that is I'm looking for adequate housing. That was part of the deal, is that we put them up. They don't all have to be in the same place, but they'd like to be in the same zone. So I'm exploring the bunkhouse, I'm exploring Airbnbs, I'm exploring straight up floors of hotels. I mean, I'm kind of open to suggestions here, for that housing part.
Motel 6 has quite a bit of capacity.
So they are working with our local caterers, and they're going to be getting catered dinners for 20 people every night. So that'll be a big boom for the local restaurants and things like that. But they're excited, and I've connected them with our local mountain bike community, because part of the deal is getting local faces in the magazine as well. So hopefully that'll be really cool for our local riders.
Do you mind if I ask one more time, slow learner, sorry, what are the dates they'll be here?
So it's October 4th through October 16th.
Okay, so they're here basically less than 2 weeks.
They're going to be doing their video for 2 weeks, but they're going to have people here the week before and
Okay.
people the week after too.
Okay, so on either end, +1
Yep,
and +1.
one on each side, yeah.
Okay.
From a grant update standpoint, I'm on that team working on the Trail Building University grant, and so there's been budgets and verbiage and things like that we've been working on. I'm currently working on the diversity statement. I did submit a grant, an RTP grant, to state parks for Cave Lake Trail expansion. This was after talking with Brian and Susie and figuring out if this was something that we wanted to go after. And so it's a grant that we're asking $15,000 for the project. If we get it, our match or our contribution would be $3,000. So that would be for planning additional trails out at Cave Lake State Park. I did record all of the mural audio tour. So this was a grant that Main Street was doing through Great Basin National Heritage Area. We've got 28 murals that we've got looking, including the 4 new ones. Great new narratives, and I pretty much did the voiceover for all of them. And so it's right now, you could actually call the on-sale number and listen to all 28. If you weren't sick of listening to my voice give reports, you could hear it more on your phone.
Actually, it's very good.
And so we're in the process of adding that to the website and rearranging the website to match what the audio tour is.
Cool.
IMBA was out last week. I was working with Joey Klein and was running around essentially Garnet Hill, Squaw Peak, Lackawanna area. And the bottom line of that one is that was the project with BLM. They're doing a massive upgrade to the Garnet Hill area. And so the IMBA portion will include 20 to 25 miles of purpose-built single track. The nice thing is that they're working that Keystone Junction area as a major trail hub and access point to complement the Trains to Trails ticket and the Race the Rails event. When it's all said and done though, the downtown will be connected with that Keystone area, with the top of Squaw Peak and the high point up there, as well as another access point at that Lackawanna intersection. So you'll have kind of this triangulation with Squaw Peak as the hub in the middle for everybody to go in whatever direction they want to. That grant will be put in as a SNPLM grant through BLM. And then the disc golf course, all the paperwork is probably going to be approved this week, and I'm going out with John Miller to start digging holes to install the 9 holes in the basket. Our portion was purchasing the baskets, and BLM is doing the signage, sign design, tee boxes and everything else, so that's cool. I've written 4 letters of support this last month, 1 to the Forest Service for the Ward Mountain Trail expansion, 1 to BLM for the Garnet Hill Recreation expansion, 1 for the Great Basin College Toyabe Trail Building Program, and 1 to Endow to speed up the Cave Lake recovery. Events that are coming up, Race the Rails is on September 12th. Our COVID guidelines have been approved. Right now we've got 51 registrants. And so last year we only had 70. And so I'm not surprised that people are signing up for it. We are going to have a cutoff point so that we don't overload the train. But I'll be driving to Carson City next weekend to pick up all the road signs and everything from Curtis Fong, who is still doing his Oat Brand across the state, which is pretty cool.
And do you know the dates of Oat Brand?
It would be the week following Race the Rails.
Okay.
So I think that's the 19th. You asked me to break down kind of the cost of Race the Rails. Essentially the medals, and this is a per person cost for us. The medals are a little over $7. The thank you coins that we do for the volunteers are $5.50. The t-shirts come in at $11.50. The catering we've always done at $17. I think that's gonna be a little bit lower because we're gonna need to do pre-made meals, which would have an additional expense for the packaging, but however we work that out. And then the train ticket comes out to $15 a person. So per person cost to us is $56, and our registration fees are between $65 for early and $85 for day of. And so if everybody registered early, our break-even point is about 77 riders. And so this is an event that I've been wanting to incubate to the point to where it's profitable so that we can hand it off to another group to act as a fundraising event. But didn't want to do that until it was profitable. You don't want to hand over a lame duck and say good luck.
Business loser of an event.
You know, so
Congratulations.
we were expecting this year to actually be profitable. This was the year, you know, the 3rd year I've been running it, that it was going to work out. So if we still work towards that 77 person capacity, this, even in a COVID pandemic, can be a profitable event. And so that's nice. Fierce Tears and Beers is still happening, September 26th. And then the final facility part, the parking lot update. The water is connected to city water, so all of our landscaping is on a timer and will be watered. The power is apparently getting connected to the lights. That either happened this weekend or not. You see the curve that they put in when they had that one stoplight, they had to make that curve handicap accessible. So the wild idea of doing a crosswalk diagonally across the street is not going to work. We're doing it L-shaped. There's a couple little detail things that I'm still kind of working with Terry on, but we are getting very, very close, and they should be repainting the handicap stripes and everything like that here this week. The fire inspection for the whole building happened. We went ahead and passed. They did say that we don't have a fire monitoring system here because when it was put in, we were grandfathered to not have one. But when the alarm goes off in the building, if we're in the office, you don't hear it. And if we're outside of the building and nobody's here and the fire breaks out at night, there's nothing that alerts anybody that there's anything going on. So this has been something that's been brought up every year that I've been here, and I believe every year that Ed was here too, but because they were grandfathered in, waived the price. But I just want to let you guys know, our fire extinguishers are refilled. Court is still on the books here, but we've had nothing happening yet, so that's really the only event in the convention center that's kind of on the calendar. And we're still working with Dwight Bass about getting the whole technology upgrade in the back. The first quote came back at $60,000, and I was like, we gotta do better than this. So, the final things that we're working on content-wise, the Broadbent Park survey, and this is something that I've been working with Jim Allworth and Caroline on. I would just love anybody's input on information that they would like about Broadbent Park. We're gonna have this be a more cleaned up paper survey, and then we're also gonna put this online for SurveyMonkey and try to come up with a community-driven plan for Broadbent. The facilities guide, still working on that. An OHV brochure that will mimic our mountain bike brochure, but will be the OHV trails. Working with the Film Fest on the short film poster and letterhead right now, as well as the permanent signage that will go at the murals for the walking mural tour, which will be the Main Street thing. The last thing I have for you guys is kind of a question, and this document right here. This is something that we were talking about back when the Holiday Inn opened up, and I was wanting to follow the trends of how it affected the hotels and everything like that. This is something that we've never included in the financial report, but the benefit of having a document like this, and I've gotta thank Nicole, because she took the initiative on this one of just me being like, we need to know this data. She actually made the chart and started keeping this data, and so this is cool that we've got, you know, a 7-month spread right now, but you can see trends, you can see if properties, you know, fall off the charts, and then you can follow up with them and offer support, or see if they're doing a remodel or taking rooms offline or whatever it might be. But this is really kind of just a way to kind of see the trends of the good months, the lean months, what hotels are doing good. And like Caroline said, having the Holiday Inn open up, essentially La Quinta was our front runner, and now we have 2 front runners that battle almost neck and neck every month with the same amount of
It's
stuff.
good to see it didn't negatively impact one or the other, they were both winning, so that's.
Right, right. And so my ask is do you guys wanna see this included in the financial report monthly, and then we'll just keep a running tally?
Yeah,
But
I don't
it's-
know that you'll need to like sit there and explain it, but just have.
But we
it
can
in
at
the
least have that
packet.
in the-
It's really useful.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
Exactly.
So I wanna thank Nicole for taking the initiative on this one, because she showed me what she had been working on, and I was like, this is exactly what we've been looking for,
This is
so.
wonderful.
Yeah, very good.
So, other than that, that's all I have in my report. For everybody else, you have some
Would
questions?
you, send a copy to all of us?
Absolutely.
Put a header on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. So let's move on to old business. Number 1, discussion only, board member reports. Brian?
Not much, we're just gonna put in Sepulveda grant for the trails.
Boy.
It's all finalized, and we finished trail building. We got a lot of people out on them, and there's more people on the trails right now than we've ever seen. So,
Isn't this wonderful?
yeah. pretty
Thank
good.
you so much for your service on
Yeah,
that.
oh yeah.
Ian?
Not a whole lot, I came very close to possibly getting a Les Schwab tire recruited here. They are concerned about the outcome of the election, so we're just gonna hold on until November and then maybe have some more serious discussions. But it was interesting, cause it was before anything changed at Gale Oil that I was already talking to them, because my opinion, and even after talking to the tire places, they're so overwhelmed with, between locals and panicked outside people driving through that need it fixed now. It would not have negatively impacted them to have a really clean, nice facility like that, just for locals to actually get things done in a timely manner and get it going, so. Anyway, it's close, but they pump the brakes because they wanna see what happens in November and see if we're still gonna have a country, so.
Okay, thank you very much on that. Mary Ann?
Ranch Rodeo went well, and 4-H auction for the kids, so it was a good weekend.
Yay.
Okay, and I'd just like to say thank you to Kyle, because he underplayed this planning grant. It is every day on a Zoom call, and then when you're not on a Zoom call, you're doing your homework. And so it's taken up an extraordinary amount of time. So thank you so much. I mean, you just zoomed right by it. And it has been, if we didn't have that as a priority, we would think this was like spending our time doing something irrelevant. But it has been very relevant, and it matches our strategic plan. So he has definitely underplayed it. So thank you.
And come to find out, GBI was gonna write a grant for the same thing on a very scaled down version. And when they saw what we were doing, they were like, we're supporting you guys 100%, whatever we have.
That's right.
So anyway, thank you. It just, you didn't talk about the probably 2 hours every single day on this project, a minimum. So thank you very much. That's all I have. And with that, we'll go to public comment. George, do you have public comment?
I thought maybe somebody else did, no?
I think it's you.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Madam Chairman, I left off at the previous page. At the Ely City Council meeting held on August 13th, 2020, the railroad asked for approval of an amendment to paragraph III of the joint development agreement with the Nevada Northern Railway Foundation. The approval